A Fox 5 I-Team investigation into a conflict of interest within his department.
The I-Team first told you how a fire inspector made tens of thousands of dollars on the side selling equipment to the department's own rescue dive team. As Fox 5 I-Team reporter Johnny Edwards tells us now, a week after our story first aired, the county put the fire chief on leave.
My name is Michael Connor. I'm the fire chief here at Newton County Fire Services.
Mike Connor has led Newton County's fire department since 2017, but for now, he's off the job. In early October, the Newton County Commission chairman told Fox 5 the county would open an investigation into our findings about a conflict of interest involving one of Connor's fire investigators.
Well, I'll tell you, the county is looking into this matter, and we take these matters as serious, and we will find out exactly what's going on.
Sources later told the Fox 5 I-Team that the chief was taken off duty, but county officials wouldn't talk. It took an open records request for the I-Team to confirm Connor is on administrative leave with pay during an internal investigation. The secrecy raises concerns for at least one county commissioner.
Do you feel like the level of transparency that the county has shown to taxpayers and constituents is acceptable?
At this point, no. You're putting us in a situation to where if constituents come to us and ask us questions, we as the elected body, we as the governing body of Newton County have no idea what's going on, and we should be informed. We should be the first ones to be informed of what's going on.
For decades, Newton County and the city of Covington had a joint dive team. But about 3 years ago, Newton County Fire Chief Mike Connor decided his department would start its own dive team. Today, they have all the best gear, from wetsuits to knives and ropes, even a new rescue boat. What taxpayers likely don't know is who got paid for all that fancy equipment.
I can say that, in my opinion, that it's a conflict of interest and it's unethical.
Records obtained by the Fox 5 I-Team show more than $140,000 spent on gear and training for fire department dive team members. All of it to the same company without any other bids. That company, Into the Blue Scuba, is owned by this man, Glenn Mikos, a fire inspector and, as it turns out, one of the members of the dive team.
Typically, there are rules.
The government watchdog group Common Cause Georgia says most local governments bar employees from doubling as vendors.
So that's not allowed because it creates a clear conflict of interest, that there could be power privilege dynamics, there could be misuse of funds.
Newton County's Code of Ethics says no official or employee shall acquire or maintain an interest in any business that is engaged in the sale of property, goods, or services to the county. Not unless certain conditions have been met, such as going through a competitive bid process.
At least someone saw the glaring problem. We found emails from a year ago showing a finance department worker raised red flags after the fire department submitted this invoice for nearly $30,000 for 6 fitted dry suits and accessories.
Purchasing coordinator Randy Fincher wrote back, "You just really have to do your diligence since there is an obvious conflict of interest. If this is ever audited, we want all the backup documentation we can get to show everyone followed policy." But even the rare time they got another quote, it made no difference. Records show Diver Supply in Marietta came in more than $9,000 less than Into the Blue Scuba. But fire department personnel argue the county should still buy the suits from Into the Blue, saying the Marietta store would take too long to deliver them, especially with cold weather coming. The fire department continued doing business with Mikos' store up until September.
If you don't have any checks and balances, something's going to fall through the cracks. Or we have to have somebody checking behind the checker. There has to be a department that's looking at that.
We reached out to the fire chief again, but got no response. We are expecting this investigation to be finished soon. When the county placed him on leave for 10 days with pay, it said it would try to wrap up by then. 10 days is up tomorrow.
And what about that fire, that the person who was selling the equipment, was anything done to him?
Not that we know of. The county did suspend all purchases and payments to Into the Blue Scuba while the investigation is ongoing.
Right.
But no, we know of no employment type action taken against that shop owner, Glenn Mikos.
Well, the rules you showed us are very clear. And this is your first I-Team investigation. It's already getting results, so having an impact.
Well, thanks. We'll keep an eye on it.
All right, Johnny, thanks.
Johnny, thanks.